Nara, I am happy to help. These are all very, very good questions. So for those of you wondering, Nara is asking about Dr. Harvey's raw Vibrance mix, which is, this is what I feed my dogs every day. This is raw fruits and vegetables that get mixed with meat and salmon oil or omega oil for a much healthier option for dog food. If you watch the video that this is attached to, I give you a price breakdown on everything that it involves. Now, to Nara's questions. Do I mix any kibble in with my dog food? No, not anymore. But when I first started feeding the food, I was in transition. So just like you do any other dog food, you do a little bit of a transition. Now with Dr. Harvey's, it's a little bit complicated to do the transition because technically speaking, you don't have an exact science or formulation on how much kibble you put and how much you don't. So I recommend just weighing your dog and making sure you don't overfeed essentially until you get your transition going. I did my transition really for about a week only, mostly just to finish off the kibble that I had at the time. But eventually I just started using the kibble as like a topper. And then once the kibble was done entirely, I haven't bought a kibble bag since. So pretty much right now, they just eat the raw mix with chicken and oil. Now the way that I store my food, it stays fresh. I make their food about every 3 days. It equates to 6 pounds of chicken. I cook it up. I put it in a big old bowl. This bowl right here is their bowl with my lovely little spatula spoon. And I just leave it right there. Put a lid on it, close it up. And then when it's feeding time, I pull the bowl out. I get their slow feeders and my scale and I weigh everything out, measure it, and go on my way. I keep the food in there. Technically, it's just like anything else. Just like cooked chicken, you can keep your food in there for like 5 to 6 days, right before it starts to spoil. My dogs finish off 6 pounds of food in 3 days, so it works out perfectly for me. I do not cook any more than 6 pounds at a time because it's just a lot of food and it gets hard to mix and hard to cook, and I just rather make it fresh every 3 days. So that's essentially what we do. Some days it ends up being like 2.5, but I also have 3 dogs. So since your dog is 65 pounds, I don't know how old your dog is, but it would probably sit pretty close to Maverick. This is Mavy Boy. So Maverick is 65 pounds. He's a 2-year-old border collie mix. And he gets anywhere between 10 to 12 ounces of food each feeding. If he were my only dog, the 6 pounds probably would last me a full week. I'd say probably exactly 6 days now that I think about it. I have not tried freezing the food, but I don't see why it would be a problem. It would be just like defrosting normal chicken. You would just pop it in the freezer, just like you normally would in a freezer-safe container, pop it in the fridge, and go about your day. The rest of the ingredients that are in there, again, it's just like any other food. It's human-grade food. So freezing it, I don't see it being an issue, obviously just in a freezer container. You could probably use something like this because these are freezer safe, microwavable safe, dishwasher safe, all the above. These are just meal prep containers. But if you wanted to go that route, you could. I don't. Unless you're buying a lot of meat at one time, I think you'll probably be okay with just cooking it as needed. If you have any other questions, just ask. I am happy to answer whatever I can. My dogs have been on Dr. Harvey's now for about 1.5 years, and I won't feed them anything else.